Welcome to The Political Mechanic. My name is Stephen Thane, where we talk about principles of good government. Today, I'm going to talk about why many conservative Republicans in Idaho are frustrated, and this is understandably so. Republicans control the governor's office and hold supermajorities in both legislative chambers. Yet no fundamental change seems to be taking place in big budget items like Medicaid or health care. So what is the problem? There are two plausible explanations. First, the orthodox reasoning says the problem is the quality of elected officials. Once they get to Boise, they become corrupted. This is the assumption many Republicans operate under, and it sounds reasonable. If this were true, the solution is straightforward. Elect better politicians, more principled, more conservative, and more disciplined. This is the explanation most people accept. But what if it's wrong? The second explanation is the problem is structural. Under this view, we already have enough good legislators, but they are operating within systems designed to produce poor results. Take Medicaid. Until its structure changes, it will produce the same outcomes, no matter who's in charge. The same is true for programs in health and welfare and education. These systems are not neutral. They are designed in ways that drive dependency, centralization, rising costs, regardless of who's in elected office. If this is the case, then replacing the people will not solve the problem, because poor outcomes are built into the design. Under this reasoning, the solution requires lawmakers to shift their focus from managing these poorly designed systems to redesigning them so outcomes will change. The system is working exactly as designed. So here's the question: why aren't we talking about redesigning the system? For years, conservatives have said more government is not the answer. And in many ways, that's true. But the founders had a different idea. In the United States Constitution, they created a government. They did not just grow government, they created one. And then they used it in a way never seen before. They used government to limit government, a revolutionary concept. Through legal means, they told government what it could not do. It could not restrict free speech. It could not take property without due process. It could not disarm the people. That's the model that we need to rediscover and use. Use government to draw boundaries for government. And here's the irony. Liberals have never hesitated to use government to build new systems, like the war on poverty programs of the 1960s, even though they are clearly unconstitutional in my view. Even after decades of failure and the weakening of the families of these communities, we are still hesitating to redesign these failed systems. We can and we should. We should apply limited government principles to these programs. Time limits, work and training requirements, real consequences tied to personal choice. This is the shift that needs to take place. Not more government that controls the citizens, but government that restrains itself. And this raises an important question. How should we measure our leaders? If the problem is people, then organizations like the Idaho Freedom Foundation are on the right track in focusing on ranking systems. But if the problem is structural, then maybe we should consider measuring something else. Who is building alternatives? Who is redesigning broken systems? Who is passing laws that actually limit government power? What if the future of limited government is not found in the purest politician, but it's found in the most effective builder? So the question is no longer, did they vote right, but did they attempt to create opportunities for people to escape poorly designed systems? did they use freedom of choice to rebalance government. And we can see this happening to some extent in the school choice movement. So is this possible, or has using government to limit government become too unfamiliar a strategy even for Americans? Time will tell. If you like this message, please subscribe and like. Thank you.